Let her know you need her. Let her know how much.
Okay, well, we promised you this. Joining us now is a woman we so admire and someone who is a very dear friend of What She Said. The woman who coined and owns the rights to the term mompreneur, Maria Locker. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me back, ladies.
So it's that time of year again. Tell our listeners what you have been working hard on all this past year.
Yes, it's that time of year again. We are gearing up to our National Mompreneurs Conference that we hold every year, bringing 250 women from across the country together to learn and to connect and to be inspired and to gain tools for their business.
Well, they also, some of them will get awards. You have
Yes.
finalists in 4 categories. Before we get to that, how do you even get on the list?
Yeah, every year we run a National Mompreneur Awards series. It requires nomination from the public. And the big thing for us is that we love to get the women entrepreneurs who are nominated out of their comfort zone. So the first thing you have to do is actually fill out the application, put yourself out there, and ask for people to support you. That's a big piece for women entrepreneurs. And every year we single out different nominees for categories from excellence, startup, merit for a consultant, and momentum for a nonprofit or service-based. And we have 22 amazing finalists this year.
Well, TD tells us that it is the fastest growing mompreneurs, or the fastest and most successful growing group of businesses in the country.
And that's why we're so eager to support them. Women entrepreneurs in Canada, there's an estimated 1 million in Canada. And 90% of those women are going to close their business within 5 years if they don't have the right support. And so different organizations and companies that are able to support and give mentorship and tools are so crucial right now because they're making huge strides in business.
Mm-hmm. Describe for us the aha moment when you realized the untapped talent that was hidden at home that you felt absolutely compelled to draw them out and showcase them.
I think the first time it really hit me was right at the beginning of when I kind of had that moment of saying, you know, we should just all get together and all these mompreneurs need to get together and talk to each other. I was at the park with my kids, and it was always younger moms or older moms with their kids playing, but not talking to each other. And when they did talk to each other, it was about their kids. It wasn't about themselves. And so I always found I was asking the question, what do you do? Like, I see what you do right now. You're a mom. Like, you know, that's amazing. But what do you actually do? And 9 times out of 10, they were entrepreneurs. And it was like, well, I have my mommy hat on right now. I'm not talking business. And to me, it just seemed like such a disconnect. You're one person. I don't turn my entrepreneur brain off just because I'm at the park with my kids, and I don't turn off my mom hat because I'm at a trade show. So to me, that was a big piece missing. And I really wanted to foster that conversation around family and work life.
One misconception I think that many people have is that mompreneurs do this little something in the basement to fill up an hour or two. But really, I mean, that group has produced some extraordinary businesses. Yeah. Why don't you tell our listeners some of the examples? So
I'm so glad you touched on that point, actually, because I think there is a misconception about who a mompreneur is and what she does. In our eyes, a mompreneur is any female entrepreneur who really strives to be the most successful she can be with her business and her family. No matter what they do, no matter if they're home-based, no matter if they have a retail store, no matter if they're service-based or if they have a product they've created from scratch, it does not matter to us. I think the coolest part right now, since we were talking about the Mompreneur Awards, our 22 finalists right now, all the way from PEI to Vancouver and everywhere in between, those 22 women in 2016 grossed over $7.2 million in annual sales. So if you're going to talk about small business and, you know, mommies at home, right, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about serious business women who take their businesses just as serious as how to raise their family and how to make it all work together.
Well, let's go through a couple. And this, of course, has no bias on who's going to win the awards. They're just the ones that we picked out. Nutricell, Melanie Wildman.
So Melanie's actually from Stratford, PEI. She's a former Miss Canada. And she already had a successful business with a bariatric surgery center, one of the only ones of its kind actually in the world. And so what Melanie did was she took her expertise in her field of weight loss and she decided to create a product line. And that's what Nutricell is. It's Canadian-made whey protein, which is extremely hard to find. Most are imported from outside of Canada. And it also is super high in protein, but also no fillers, no artificial sugars. It uses stevia, gluten-free. Like, she's really done a great job to create a product that fits almost every personal need out there.
Mm-hmm. Never mind petty skirts and petticoats, a private label.
Yes. So Olivia Rose is from Milton, Ontario. Anna Maria was actually one of our very first members when we started Mompreneurs. And one of the stories we love to share is how one of our first trade shows was one of her first trade shows. And she's now selling internationally. She's been in the Oscars gifting suite. Her petty skirts are the #1 selling petty skirt in Canada. And they're beautiful tutus. I couldn't even begin to give justice to just how gorgeous they are.
And then there's Sarah Wiley from Edmonton. We're trying to crisscross the country.
Yeah.
Mama knows luxury.
Yeah.
Sarah's got an incredible story, actually. She's got an Etsy shop. And what Sarah's done is she found a gap in the market for on-trend big stitch merino wool. So if you've seen those videos on Pinterest and YouTube of women sewing these gorgeous giant blankets with big wool in their hands.
Yes.
Yeah, so she
I
is.
did. I think that's fascinating. I've seen them do it with like tubes.
Exactly.
Pool noodles, but then with the hands.
With the hands. And
Arm knitting. Right?
Exactly.
Arm knitting. That's
and
it.
so Sarah's taken that and she's become one of the very few distributors in Canada to bring in this luxury merino wool, which is big stitch. And she's also designed different patterns and crochet tools handmade out of Alberta so that anyone in the world can actually access these and do that stitching themselves.
Let me ask you, apart from the business, getting together and sharing ideas and feeling like you're with your own kind, what has the reaction from the women been over the years?
I think that's probably one of the biggest things that keeps us going is that you don't really know what you need until you walk into a room and realize, oh my gosh, I've been missing this. And walking into a room with like-minded women who get the chaos of being able to talk about, I just shipped, all my products out to China today, but oh my gosh, my kid, I forgot her lunch bag. And so to be able to talk to someone that understands it's okay, it's normal to have those chaotic days, that's huge for us. And I think it's huge for our members. I think the biggest thing we all get out of it is just that sense of community.
How do you become a member?
It's super easy. You just go on our website. Actually, we have a free option, which, we want as many women entrepreneurs from across Canada to become a part of our organization. So the free option gives you access to resources. And then for those women who want a little bit more, they're looking for exposure locally or nationally, there's a paid option too.
Tell us about the awards, first of all, the show.
So next weekend is the conference in Toronto. We hold it every year for about 250 women entrepreneurs. It's 2 days of incredible speakers and different educational tools to really support whether they have a business, thinking about a business, or moving on to the next stage of their business.
So even if you're not a finalist, can you go if you're a mompreneur?
Yes,
can
please.
you sign up and go?
Of course. You know what? We get even men that come. So whether you're a member or not, we encourage women to come out to learn and to connect and to grow. And they're going to want to be a part of this by the time they leave. But, we will be showcasing, obviously, the 22 finalists, but it's a collection of women coming together.
So where are you physically going to be that they can go?
So this is at the Sheridan Toronto Airport, 801 Dixon Road in Toronto. And we'll be there for 2 full days. Lots of great events happening over those 2 days. And we will be announcing our finalists winners on Saturday, March 4th in the afternoon.
In the afternoon. That sounds amazing.
And the website is themompreneur.com. And you're on Facebook. There's Facebook groups. I know.
We're all over.
We're all over the place.
Yeah, and not fair to ask you, but will there be a 6th annual?
Oh, we're here. We're not going anywhere, Louise. We're here to stay.
Well, Maria Locker, thank you for all you do to support women and for joining us and encouraging more women to follow their dreams. This is what she said. Stay with us.
Thank you.